There have been a constant debate of to whether cheerleading is a sport or not. Cheerleaders are commonly seen on the sideline at basketball and football games, supporting their teams. Fans see them as other people supporting their team. However, the cheerleaders have to go through rigorous training and practice all the time to perfect the routines displayed at games. Along with cheering on the sidelines at games, most cheerleader squads participate in heated competitions to show their athleticism. Although it's now officially defined as a sport by the NCAA or High School Association, it should obviously be for many reasons. The dictionary defines a sport as an athletic activity that requires a physical prowess of skill and often a competitive nature. The first part of the definition was an athletic activity requires skill or prowess. I don't know how many of you have actually paid attention to the cheerleaders besides just looking at them based on their looks, but their formation, flips, tumbles, tosses are kind of difficult to pull off. I don't know if you and one of your friends have ever tried to chunk a 100-pound or more person in the air and catch him or her before, but it doesn't seem very easy to.
Hello, this is Coach Missy. I'm going to be interviewing her and I'll be asking her some questions. Okay, the first question says, do you believe cheerleaders get credit for their work?
No, I don't. So I think people tend to think that cheerleaders just dress up in a uniform and sit on the sidelines and just yell. But I don't think they realize that how many hours of practices actually go into it prior to when school starts. For example, our practices start here in 2 weeks, and we practice all through June, all through July, all through August. And so basically we're practicing for like 10 months out of the year. And just for Pasco High, we have over 100 cheers that we have to learn. So there's motions and words, and then we have sidelines and routines that we do for assemblies. But then we have our competition season, which is totally different from actually sitting at a game. So we don't just sit on the sidelines and go, woo! But I think that's what people kind of believe. And then we also lead the student section. So most of the school spirit actually comes from the cheerleaders, and a lot of times, I don't know if you've been to games, but sometimes it's pretty quiet if cheer's gone at a competition, and they're like, we wish that you guys were here because you're so quiet. So no, I don't think we get credit. I think it's getting better. We have a lot of like the Booster Club and some of the other sports do, they thank us and stuff, but I think in general, no.
Okay. Should competitive cheerleading be considered a sport in your point of view?
Yes.
It should? Okay.
Stunting itself, not even just the motions, but like we run 2 miles a day. Every practice we run stair lifts, we do conditioning, but stunting, it takes a lot of hard work and muscles and athleticism to be able to throw people up in the air or to be thrown up in the air. So
that's a lot of hard work. What would be a reason why people think cheerleading should not be a sport? In your personal opinion, what have you heard or your coaching experience?
Why it should not be a sport?
Yeah.
I think it goes back to people just thinking that all we do is stand on the sidelines and just wear, a cheer uniform and just yell.
Yeah.
And so to a lot of athletes, they think, that's not even hard, I can stand on the side. But then when we've actually had other teams other athletes come in and practice, do stunting and that kind of stuff, or we've had assemblies previous years where we brought in basketball players or football players and actually taught them routines and performed an assembly. Their first day, they're like, this is way harder than what we thought. So then they give them props for,
for their hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's what most people need to know, probably. Try to practice one day of like what actual cheerleaders do every single day.
Yeah. And some days we have, most days we have 2.5 hour practices, but sometimes during competition season, it's not unusual for us to have, come in on a Saturday or, like last year it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday after school, and then we'd have our 2-hour practice, then go cheer for the 4 or 5 hours for games, and then in the morning have competition. Sometimes we have 6-8 hour practices on the Saturday too, and I don't think people see that, that we're having full on practice before the games, and then,
What do you think of cheerleaders not having financial aid like other sports? Teams considered a sport by the NCAA receive tutors, special ed doctors, and medical attention, scholarships, and more. What do you think of that?
Well, through the WSCCA, which is the Washington Cheerleaders Association, there is scholarships for cheerleading, but that's really, and we can get scholarships through like the Booster Club, but there's not regular scholarships like you would get for football and basketball and that kind of thing. So that's unfortunate because some people are 4-year cheerleaders as well, and you know they've won state championships. There's some schools where they've gone to nationals and they've won nationals, so they are athletes, you know.
Yeah.
So I think it's unfortunate that they don't get team doctors and sports medicine to wrap up and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But you know, every day gets a little bit better, and every year everybody gets a little bit more used to it. But you know,
Do you think in the future that might change, or do you think it will just go by slowly, or would it have a big change?
I think it'll be progressive. It'll be slowly.
Yeah.
Especially once I think once it hits like the Olympics. We're going to see, you know, there's acrobats and there's tumbling, there's, you know, it's a lot of hard work. So I don't think it's going to be all of a sudden, but it's slowly gotten better. So
Yeah. Hopefully it will get better.
yeah, it will.
Okay. Well, I think that's everything for my side. So, is there anything else that you would add?
No, I appreciate that you guys are, you know, interested in about, you know, with cheer and getting more attention towards that. And yeah, I appreciate you asking me.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, this is Antoine. She's a cheerleader from Pasco High. She's been in cheerleading since her freshman, sophomore, junior year and was named captain on senior year also. I'll be asking her some questions about her experience in cheerleading. The first question is, how or why did you get interested in cheerleading?
I got interested because I've always wanted to be a cheerleader. I wanted to support all the sports, and I've always wanted to make new friends. So.
Okay. The second question is, what are some misconceptions you have experienced about cheerleading?
I heard that cheer was an easy sport. It's really not. It's a lot of difficult things that you have to do, like compete. Competing is very hard. Especially going to state. We went to state like 2 times for my junior and senior year. So, and that was very difficult to compete.
Would you continue your cheerleading career in a college level?
Yes, because I like competing. I think I like that.
Okay. What was the hardest experience in your cheerleading career?
Hearing that cheer sucks, and again, it's easy because then again, we compete, we stunt, and
So you would say it's easy for people to say that it's easy, but your personal experience is not.
yeah, it's really not. Like last year, in the stunt, the girl, she fell on me and she actually sprained my neck. So it's very hard to do.
In your personal experience, do you think cheerleaders have school support?
Not as much as we should, because we're like there to support the sports, all the sports, but we don't get as much as support as we get them during our competitions.
What would be one like experience that you have had that made you like think that you didn't have that support?
At our competitions, we only have family members. We never have students from Pasco High or anybody there. We only have family members, so that shows that we don't get as much